make it if we lie.
Hold it.
Hello, why are we stopping?
Just a couple of things. When you sing, use your diaphragm.
I didn't bring it.
You ready to do this?
Oh, yeah.
So I took it out to the car from that first mix from the other day. Really mixed it for about an hour. Pulled in the Rely-On template. It sounded really nice. There were a couple things. One thing I want to get more fatness out of the bass, probably a little more volume, also some more automation. The toms are also a little too bouncy. I think we're going to level that off. Maybe just put like a limiter on it. There were a few things. So we're just going to start. We're going to start at the beginning. Let's take a look at those toms. Yeah, and remember, this was the thing with the toms, the trigger. And also, I'm going to process these out today. So I'm going to add to the download, I'm going to add the tom with the samples. Download, you just pull it in and it's got my samples and you can use them or not use them. Because the toms in this are not, they're just not good. I mean, if you can make them work, more power to you, but there's too much. The guy must have the cymbals really low. This, again, is an old song. And then I'm also going to process out the kick trigger and the snare triggers. So you'll have exactly the same thing I have here. So I'll add a second download. You'll see.
There it goes.
That's what I thought. It was out of phase. That's what it sounded like. It was like, wow, it got lower volume. Okay, there you go. Dude, this plugin, I love this thing. And this cat, I know this cat because we're moderators on Gear Sluts. Yeah. Tobias. I've known that guy for 20 years, you know. Man, this plugin, and you know what he released yesterday?
The API.
The API version.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna test that. Maybe that'll be one of. I want to pull up because we have the Vision, the Vision channel, the API Vision channel, the Universal Audio one, and I want to try that against the Plugin Alliance one.
Yeah.
Because I like using the Plugin Alliance better anyway. Because Universal Audio, I've only got an Octo, and you know it's too hard to use. You wouldn't put them across all the tracks, especially if you were at a high sample rate. It would just eat up too much DSP. And that's why there was no low end.
Yeah.
So remember, when I come out of this I mode, we're listening to the bounce that I bounced 2 days ago that I took out to my truck. When I go into I mode, we're listening live. So here's the original bounce that was bass thin. Now that's awesome with the bass under there.
Cojones!
I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. So for now alone.
So this is going to be something that we're going to do, that we're going to change on the template. Not 100% sure how I'm doing this. We're going to come here and we're going to add, I can't, you know, it's like you ever do something, then you, like later on down the line, you can't totally remember how you did it. We're going to add a VCA. Okay? We're going to make it yellow. Yellow. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll keep it a weird color just while we fix it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to call this, we'll just call it bus. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach all of these here, and that's how you do it. I think what we want to do now is come to
The all parallel.
all parallel.
Yeah.
So now if I come here and I make this all parallel, bam.
I can't believe.
Now we need to make this work off of the
You probably like edit the master VCA thing. Modify the master one probably.
Boy, look at you. Look at you. Bus. Well, now why did it go? Oh, because it, yeah, but wait a second. Did that move? Ah! Did that move all my volumes for a second there?
You knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it.
Move these when this connected to that, because that. Let me Apple Z out one more time. Okay, right. So this is before I did anything, right? Oh no, this is all. Let me undo this. Hold on, no group. Okay, let me.
You knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it.
Is that where we were? Now I didn't make a note. Well, it doesn't matter. We're gonna have to fix this anyway.
You knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me.
We gotta work on this anyway. So we'll come here. We'll go bus.
That's bass.
You want to do bass or bus? You know how many times you write bass in? That's why. Now we're gonna come here. So let's just. It's minus 18.2 is the bass crush, because they'll all move together, and then we go all parallel. And then, not all parallel, we go to our master. And bus is there.
You knew it. You knew it.
Minus 28. Minus 18.1. So it was like
It's probably just
right about there.
with that at 0, I think. Yeah, if you said that
Yeah,
at
there you
0.
go. That's close enough. Because we're not done.
Yeah.
So now, if we go
You knew it.
in the first place, but we're learning.
Yeah.
Right? So now we come here. Now we've got bus, and it's all capped, and it's our VCA.
You knew it.
We do it. This is how, because as we start pushing this, and remember, we're referencing like people like like Serban Gane and Randy Staub, and these people that are mixing like just go. So we're kind of learning as we go. So we can now turn the whole mix down, because a big part of our mixes are all parallels. We have parallels on everything. So this now will, if I solo this, or if I mute this, you see these are muted. These all down the line, all the music, all the kick and snare crush is muted. Yeah, drum crush. All not those. Those shouldn't be that same color though. That's You know why? This is an old session. Now I avoid certain colors because it's already preset stuff in the template. We stay away from this blue, this purple, and this red. That's all my buses. We actually wouldn't even have this orange, because you just want to be able to see it. Oh no, we wouldn't even have that. Jeez, I can't think straight. There you go. Whatever, you get it. But then you see they're all muted, so that means if I come here, and now if I
You knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower.
and then that mutes everything. That means when the mix is a little too hot, I can now just turn the master down. Boom. And now I can also, let me check something. If I ungroup all parallel, because I don't want it to go right. I want to be able to move them one at a time. Yeah. I don't want it grouped here. The reason I have this grouped here is when I first start mixing. Well, I don't even need. Well, now I need that group for the VCA, but yeah, you get the gist, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I feel like the mix is a little hot, right? We're like minus 18 after this L2.
I can't believe you can't deny. deny it. It's even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. So for now alone, don't leave a light on. Lost on my own island, cry. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. So for now alone, don't leave a light on. Lost on my own island, cry beneath the silence. Won't you have some mercy? I can't believe.
You know, all right, so I'm a musician first and foremost. All this to me is the after party. I am a guitar player, a singer, a songwriter, a rocker, get on stage and bang my head. I banged my head so bad that when the doctor was experimenting on me with my busted neck, he's like, "Man, were you like in a head-on collision with a truck or something?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "You have like the most severe case of whiplash, one of the most severe cases I've ever seen, and I have 2 herniated discs." And I'm like, "Well, I was a metalhead." I'm still a metalhead, but I was like an active, like I think about when I was on gigging and on the road and doing all that stuff, man. 2 things I would do. One, which after a while I stopped with full stacks. I went to half stacks. I used to walk up to my full stack and I would just put my face on the grill. Like that's how I would play with my face on the grill. I think Paul Gilbert talked about that in one of his videos. He destroyed his hearing. He says, "Yeah, I just used to put my face on the grill, right?" Oh my God. This was before Kempers. This is when you toured and you destroyed the front row. Anybody that stood anywhere within 100 feet of the front of my amp was changed molecularly. Because I used to tour with 2 full stacks with 2... for a long time, I think I had Jubilee heads, 100 watts. I know I went to the 900s. I had some MOSFET heads for years. Then I switched over for a while to Laney. All 100 watts, never 50s. 50, there was no one enough low end. 50, I couldn't destroy myself the right way. I couldn't cause enough ear damage with 50s, right? But the other thing that I did was I banged my head. And I banged my head kind of like almost like the way that Skid Row used to bang their head. Have you ever seen it? Or sometimes like Jason Newsted, like he would do the pinwheel, the spinning wheel thing. I didn't really do so much of that. I don't even want to show you how I used to do it. I'll do it really light. But I used to do this like this back to forth thing, back and forth, and like it must look like a V, I think. I'd see videos. It was like and my hair was out and there, and eyeliner and spandex, and bam, it was on and cracking, baby. Yeah. But now I think about it, and it's like I see people banging their head, and I literally, like with you with overhead squats. He busted up his shoulder. Yeah. I can't even watch. I see people banging their head. I'm like, I can't look. I was watching Walk, the Pantera video the other day. Yeah. I had to shut it off. I can't watch this, man, because Phil Anselmo is like violent, and his back is destroyed. I don't know if you know what ever happened to that. Oh man, that dude, that was a part of what hurt Pantera towards the end. I mean, the fact that they were a bunch of alcoholics and they all hated each other was another part. But Phil's back was a major problem, man. Like, he ruined it. And then you see him banging his head like that. Oh my God. What was I talking about? Oh, so when I'm mixing, it's hard to like not be physical. The thing I try to avoid doing is I have a tendency to sing along when I mix, which is very anticlimactic when it comes to placing the vocal because I'm also singing. So we're working on it. Michael Wagner dances, or Michael Brower dances while he mixes. He talks about it. He's like, I gotta be. They do half their mixing standing up. Chris a little bit the same way. You know, they're like, yeah, it's got to be physical, right?
I mean, a lot of like the super hyper analytical thing, like it has its place, but for the vast majority of it, it's like that's not what it's about. Like, it's about getting people moving.
Exactly. Right. Because the general public, almost never cares about anything any mix fixes you do. This thing's not showing up on here. I don't know. It started up when I
Yukon?
Yeah, well, it started up when I started the computer. It was already on, and I don't know where I'm at. Let me.
Because it's not even showing up here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
We're looking at the S1.
You need like an overhead camera or something that you could like flip over to.
Yeah, it's not on here. So you put the S1 first. Yeah, see, it's not coming over. Yeah, this happens. Let's just kill Yukon. This was weird. I must have forgotten to shut this off when I shut the studio. Oh, there it goes. Now it's on. Yeah, there it goes. And you have to have the S1, and then you have to have the link to the control, because I've got the iPad here, which I've never used. I just keep it there because it looks freaking cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, it looks...
You look marvelous. And it's better to look good than to feel good. All right. So anyway, all right, there you go. What do you think of all that? A lot going on.
My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave a light on. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone.
See that meme? See, there's a meme now, and it's a picture of a kid, like an old 50s looking kid. And it's the meme says, the greatest compliment you can give a musician, and his face is this. Like, when you listen to it, it's like get bass face going on.
Yeah,
It was like best compliment, you know, it's like
yeah.
My heart sinks even lower.
everybody out there, just buy this plugin. This thing is absolutely amazing. This thing is amazing. There's all kinds of amazing stuff in audio and in the world of mixing. This is the ultimate in amazing things that I've experienced. I mean, this is like, wow.
My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave a light on. Lost on my can't believe, you can't deny it, how it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. I'm down, down on the ground. Yeah. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on.
We were over here plotting world domination. That is just, yeah, getting there, buddies. Oh, man, that's crazy. I can't think straight. That's so crazy. I can't think straight. I turned up the kick a little bit, maybe a little more pink on the kick, because now the bass has so much nuts. It's like, it may be a little bit too much bass. This is like a real professional mixing tutorial.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
All right.
makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. So for now alone, don't leave the light lost on my own island, cry beneath the silence. Won't you have some mercy? I can't believe you can't deny it, how it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. So for now alone, don't leave the light on. I'm down, down on the ground. Yeah. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. So for now alone, don't leave the light on. Down on the ground. For now alone, don't leave the light on. I'm down, down on the ground.
One of the all-time greatest rock bass players ever, in my opinion, is on this record. I was like, let's turn the toms down a little bit. My buddy, who was like, he was in my band. This was our band, and he went on. He's played with that dude from Buck Cherry, Josh, whatever, and a bunch of big bands, rock guys. This cat, look him up. His name is Greg Cash with 2 G's, Gregg. Greg Cash, bass player, skinniest dude in the world. He's like this big. Nicest guy in the world. Most foul-mouthed person I've ever met. They say like, oh, the nicest people in the world curse the most. I always think Greg Cash. Man, that cat dude could throw down some F-bombs. But the nicest dude, like a bro. Like, we went through a lot of ups and downs over the years. This is him on bass, holding down that root note over those changes with Dan McMahon's doing a on the guitar, and I'm like, ah! It's just such a beautiful moment. But in the car, like, I wanted more bass. I just wanted it to be. It probably already is better because I figured out the phase thing, but I'm stoked.
Yeah.
For now alone, don't leave the light on. I'm down, down on the ground. Yeah. My heart sinks.
And what's amazing, I wonder if there's a.
My heart sinks.
Brought it down at the little perfect timing. My mistake was beautiful. It was a beautiful mistake. It worked perfect. Is it like 7.3? What is that? 7.3. Look, no mysteries when you do it every day, right? You even know what you did when you did it wrong. All right, I gotta show you a picture. This dude played his bass on his knee, like the lowest. This dude. This is the dude. This is the dude. Love this guy. We saw him a couple years ago. He came out. He was with some big girl metal band. Yeah, there he is. That used to be his old promo shot. There's probably shots of him somewhere here in the studio. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the dude. There he is. The Cash Man cometh.
He almost looks like a metal version of like James Valentine, the guitarist from Maroon 5.
Does he?
Well, he has like similar hair, I guess. That's
He's a cool dude.
yeah.
All P bass. Look at that. There's the face.
Oh yeah, look how worn that bass is. I wonder if that's like a road worn or
Dude,
if he
his
did that to it,
dad.
or it's like,
His dad is just like him.
really?
Skinny, and his dad is the most. Oh my God! Here, you want to see if I can fire this up? Would YouTube give me an if I? Oh no, you know I don't want to. Look. All right, so here, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go YouTube. Hold on. I'm not gonna play it. You guys got to play it. What's his dad's name? Oh, not Greg Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Maybe. Let me see if I can find it. Buddy. Look at this. Buddy Cash. Bass. There is a video of him playing. It's an up-close shot of him playing it's that amazing song from Chicago. It's not that. Oh, what is it? Jams up the neck. I don't think it's this. Dude, that's Greg Cash's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dude on this record. That's his dad. Good Lord, man. Talk about strong DNA. Whew. You know how many times I've watched that? It's only the beginning with Buddy Cash. I mean, I've watched that thing 1,000 times. His fingers, just his hand, his whole thing.
Yeah.
His hands remind me of Stevie Ray Vaughan's hands. Like, it's just like it's like to me, like when I see Stevie Ray Vaughan play, it's like this dude was genetically designed to play bass or play guitar. You know, like you watch Ariana Grande sing, it's like this is a human that was genetically designed. Like she's a robot. She's designed. This is what she's designed to do. That. It's like that's it. Game over. Anyway. This is Buddy Cash's son, Greg Cash on bass. Just laying, that's the perfect spot. Man, people that think bass playing is about doing this, they don't get it, man. They don't get it. I want to add just a little top. Just a hair. Maybe just a hair. Maybe not. I don't know. I like where it's at, but it's like I want to hear his fingers a little more. A little top on this thing will give us... This goes a long way. You got to be careful, though. This is like hardcore. This plugin is like... This is dynamite. It's almost like the I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like the Navy SEALs. They draw a line. They say nobody's gonna come past here.
Yeah.
And if you come past here, you are in for the ass whipping of the century.
Yeah.
Like he just holds the line. Like this is where the song is, and he just owns. It's like a trough in that song. It's you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it just when that bridge comes in, it's like it goes here, and Greg just keeps it there. And Dan is playing perfectly in the pocket, and then I'm singing over. I'm out in front of them. It's like the perfect, I don't know, like you can't even mix it to be like this. It's like it's already like this. Just don't botch it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the song is like moving up to this point, and then it just stops. Yeah. But it stops, and there's more movement on the vocal and more movement on the guitar. It is so weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't leave the light on. I'm down, down on the ground. Yeah. My heart sinks even lower.
All right. It's hard to focus, like when you know, like right now, I'm jacked up, man. Like, get me some caffeine. I'm ready to make more bad decisions.
Fresh Pots.
So we're gonna come here. We're gonna take that first
You know
vocal.
where that's from
What?
the Fresh Pots.
No.
It's a Dave Grohl thing.
Oh. I don't know. We're doubling this lead vocal, this verse vocal. We're gonna highlight the whole thing. Gonna option H. We're going to knock this back 30 milliseconds because I did a full duplicate. It's got the right output and everything. Let's see what's going on with it. Turn it down a little bit. Here's the double.
Time, bitter sweet sorrow.
Keep wanting it to feel like crazy, and that's how, like, very kind of H9 or H3000 doubly, kind of spacey, right?
Time, bitter sweet sorrow. Sorrow. Time, bitter sweet sorrow. Long lost tomorrow. Sorrow, long lost tomorrow. Time, bitter sweet sorrow. Believe you can't deny it, how it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. So it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love to love.
So you hear now it's hitting all the echoes harder because I've changed a little bit of that gain structure. We're getting better at this. You know, again, these are the first two mixes of kind of a new thing. New thing. You know what I could do? I could just maybe bring this down just a hair off a throws. Just a little less overall throw. Just for now.
Time, bittersweet sorrow. Long lost tomorrow. Time, bittersweet sorrow. Long lost tomorrow. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. Yes, you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. Yes, you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. Yes, you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. Yes, you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. Yes, you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love to love. So for now alone, don't leave the light on.
it gets down there too. Sometimes basses almost have like dead spots on the bass itself, or the way he's playing. Like, sometimes with the bass, the harder you play it, the less it like squash. It gets too farty. See, so that's like a cheap sounding phasey. That's like, this is like meta whack, right? This is like OG stuff. But you know what? It just sounds cool, man. It works. Like, it just sounds cheap, and it sounds like an alien invasion on the guitars, you know? You take a little low end out and a little of that low mid right there, that little spot, and it gets louder. Missing trigger there, maybe on the snare. Oh yeah, there's only one sample on this. It's the only spot that's bugging me. You know what it is? That's why now I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
It's a 16th. Like, why am I hearing another one? There you go. Boop.
Time, bitter, sweet sorrow. Long, lost tomorrow. I guess you knew it.
All right. So I'm going to bounce this out, take it out to the truck, take a gander, and then we'll do whatever automation, and we should be rocking. I think it's going to sound pretty good. Pushing a little bit more bass than usual, but I want it, I want this to feel almost like Vicarious by Tool, like, the guitars are pretty cool because they are low endy, and they're almost, I don't want to say they're clean, but there's like they're not edgy really. They're more like, it reminds me of like a Tool.
Time, bitter sweet sorrow.
So the key is to see if I can get through the rest of this year without buying another VH4. Did I say that? I could bring this in a little bit less pan. Maybe let it pop out when that pre-chorus comes in. I don't know. That feels so nice. Let's see.
Time, bitter. Time, bitter sweet sorrow. Long lost tomorrow. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel.
I realized too. This was some other. This came off of a solo track. This doesn't even have shred spread. What is that? Brainworks? Is that the company? Where's that on? It's in some other. It's not plug-in. Oh yeah, shred spread.
Time, bitter sweet sorrow. Long lost tomorrow. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. Time, bitter sweet sorrow. Long lost tomorrow. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you. Time, bitter sweet sorrow. Long lost tomorrow. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love. Lost on my own island. Cry beneath the silence. Won't you have some mercy? I can't believe you can't deny it.
Now the pre-chorus, the vocal needs to kick in heavier. maybe I'll add a little bit of like, almost like a little devil lock, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little bit more in my voice. Sound toys, devil lock mono.
Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone.
Try throwing this pre-chorus here into, let's get rid of this. I don't like that. You know what I think it is? Why so much I just like my vocals without effects? Because I've been teaching voice so long. I just always hear myself, what I sound like.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. You know, when I hear effects, it's always like, whatever. Sounds, I don't know. It's just, All right, so now I've got this going to this Music Crush, Music Grit, or no, over here. Music Crush, and there is no Music Grit, so it's just more of the Music Crush. Let's just see.
Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe.
See, I like that better. It's a little more subtle, and then I could turn it down here a little bit.
Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. Tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How tomorrow, I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. Tomorrow.
Thing too is because of the stopping in there. It's almost like got its own little solo. Like it's got space where it's got to hold the mix. Let's try duplicating this too. Instead of sleeping, I think about this stuff. Move this back 30 milliseconds.
I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. I guess you knew it. I can't believe makes me feel. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. My heart sinks in. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. I guess you knew it. I can't believe you can't deny it. How it makes me feel. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. I'm down, down on the ground. Yeah. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. I'm down, down on the ground. Yeah. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on. My heart sinks even lower. I reach for love, but you're gone. It's over now, alone. Don't leave the light on.
All right, so that's Mixing Hard Rock Part 2. That's going to sound pretty yo. We did some. We've been finishing some things with Rely On things. Once I finished the mix and I sent it out to mastering, and Harold sent it back to me. There were things I was like, all right, this is cool, but this we can do better, because it's going to be on and cracking here, man. We got a slew of songs to mix, and we're going to build this site out, or this page on the site out, And we're going to be mixolating. All right, so whoa. I think we're mixing at we'll shut this off. I think we're mixing at 256.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're, because I was teaching and I set the buffer to 256 because I'm playing piano.
Yeah.
It's holding up good, man. That thing is loaded. That thing is loaded. Loaded! So no automation yet, just a little bit of automation on the bass, and that's it. Just like little group automation. Look at that. We're in pre-fader metering. No clipping. No clipping allowed. Yeah. We'll ride that vocal. We'll ride those effects. Probably going to mess with the guitar a little bit and the da-da-da-da-da, like it. I don't know. I'm going to probably cheat that a little bit, but it's cool. I want to hear it in the truck. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at how low vol. Like this is like this is good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
right?
sounding freaking killer. It's
We're back on -4 on the Burl B32, and we're -12 on the Burl B2.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is. You think we've been driving Harold crazy? But guys at Master, they don't even know the true pain.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in the world of music knows the true pain until you really start mixing. That's when that's when the client really moves in. You know? Especially, you know, it's funny. So here's a little opinion. I think it's an opinion.
Yeah.
It's been my experience. And let me tell you something. It's been my experience as an artist, too. As a guy making his own records and singing on records. So this is a judgment, but I think just about everybody goes through it. So it's not some elitist, I'm an engineer, I know everything because I twist knobs mentality. Trust me, it isn't. First and foremost, I'm a fan of music, and I'm a musician. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I've noticed is people are recording and they have these things in their mind, like, you know, I like this. I want it to sound like Bruno Mars, or I want it to sound like, you know, Shinedown, or I want it to sound like, you know, whatever. These are records that had full staffs on them. A lot of these records have teams, like people like Joey Moya and Mutt Lang and, you know, Chris Lord-Alge, you know, Randy Staub. Like these are guys that are top guys, and they're recording them at these, you know, big studios and spending all this money, and then there's a dude, and that's what he's into. Like, I want it to sound like this, and then he's like at home, like tracking all the guitars with Axe Effects or whatever, and a little DI bass, which nothing's wrong with all that, but that's what you're getting. And then it's like the drums are like from a drummer like that has his setup in a bedroom, or sometimes they just program in Superior or Addictive Drums, and the vocals maybe, you know, some Guitar Center, Rode NTK into some, you know, PreSonus channel, and they're using maybe a Universal Audio, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But all along the way of making this record, they're imagining this thing they want it to sound like Nickelback, Dark Horse, or they want it to sound like, you know, whatever it is, their iconic thing. And the whole time they're making it, it doesn't sound like that. But we think in our minds that when the mixer gets done with it, it's going to somehow sound like that. And mixers can do great things. They can't turn you into James Hetfield, though. only James Hetfield can be James Hetfield. So, you know, sometimes the mixing becomes like almost where the buck stops for people, where they're like the reality of like, whoa, okay. And then, you know, it's either either we trudge forward to do the best they can, or they blame themselves, or they blame the mixer, or whatever they blame. You know, it's the Rode NTK's fault, you know, whatever. And that's Rode NTK. That's what Chad, the dude from Nickelback, I was singing into for years. But you get my point. So, yeah, mixing is not the easiest thing in the world. Though I think as a mixer, my responsibility is to be the best that I can and to bring as much intensity and creativity and be willing to help people along and do recalls. I don't care. I just take it to the bitter end because I just want it to be the best it can be, and I want people to obviously be happy. And I've made records, and when it was done, I was so depressed. That's how this whole studio started. Like 19 years ago, my band in Hollywood, we were going to make a record, and I had a studio in Florida, and me and the bass player each had some money, like, you know, $3, $4, $5,000, whatever. And I said, why don't we buy some gear and I'll make the record? And he's like, no, you need to just be an artist and focus. And I said, okay. And then we did the record, and it was just, let's put it this way. We tracked the drums and bass on the weekend of September like 8th and 9th, I think, of 2001. And then that Tuesday, 9/11 hit. And my bass player, my drummer, was from Guatemala, and we were trying to get him an O visa, and they closed the borders, and he ended up going home. And then the studio that we were in, that was supposed to be like cool and everybody was into it, they ended up doing some really uncool stuff, and I don't even want to get into it, but I finally got my reels back, what was left of them. So I'm toting around with 10 songs on a reel, drums, bass, scratch vocal, and scratch guitar, and toting around Hollywood trying to find somebody that'll help produce it. You know, we only had a certain amount of money, and we found a guy, and he really believed in it, and he was a really good friend of mine. He passed away a few years ago, but you know, making it was a tough thing. There was a lot of drinking on the job. And by the end of the record, let's put it this way, when I finished it, I never listened to it again. I hated it. Cost $17,000. And at the time, one of my clients was Phil X's then wife. And I was, you know, I'd been hanging out with those guys, and they were on one of my radio shows, and you know, I used to go see Powder was the band. And I called up Phil because I had just seen Powder, and I was like, wow, like watching Phil, like, you know, like I was like, what is he doing, man? Like, it was so far out to me. So I called him up. I said, man, I got this record, and I don't know, I hate it, and I don't know if it's just that I hate it or that it sucks and I hate it. I can't figure out what's wrong. So he says, well, send it to me. So I sent it to him, and I call him back a couple days later, and he's like, well, you're right, it sucks. And I was like, man, just like, okay, you got to hear this stuff, man. He's like, yeah, it kind of sucks. He says, well, first of all, you're in standard tuning, which is lame. I'm like, well, okay, well, what are you talking about? Like, I was not hip to all that stuff. He's like, well, take one of your guitars, put 11s on it, tune it to E flat, and drop tune the low note to C sharp, and play a little bit, see what you think. And then he said the other thing too with the record, he says, your voice is too high. You sound like Robert Plant. It's like nowadays singers are a little deeper, a little darker. This was just coming out of grunge. People were still singing darker, and I come out sounding like Temples of Syrinx, like Geddy Lee. If you ever hear this awfulness, there's a lot of that going on. Higher than this, because this is drop tuned. This, I think, is in like C sharp or something, right? So I remember he tells me this stuff. I get off the phone with him. I go down to Guitar Center. I get a set of 11s. I come back. I take the strings off my black Les Paul. I put on 11s. I set it up. I tune it down to E flat, drop C sharp. I intonate it. I play it. It's like, oh, this is a little strange. You got to play a little softer because everything's flat and it's weird and you're getting used to it. And I sat that day and I spent about 2 hours and I learned almost the entire record of that first Nickelback record with How You Remind Me.
Yeah.
And I was starting to play along and getting the feel for like, oh yeah, the bar chords are now just like the middle finger across, and like getting the feel of all this like 2-5-1, 6-4-1, 2-5. You know, it's a lot of these same kind of angular movements. I'm feeling it, chugging in C sharp. It was fun. I was like, all right, I can deal with this. And I wrote my first song like that, which was "Where Are You Today?" And I remember I wrote it and I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, there's hope for me. This was what I wrote. Da 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 C sharp. Da 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 da. Was it the third fret? I can't remember, but anyway. But I wrote this. Where is it? Where are you today?
Yeah.
So I wrote this and I was singing it. I couldn't figure out, like, I was singing kind of half falsetto, and when I took it to band practice and I played it for the band, they were like, oh my God, that is unbelievable, I love this. And we did it, and when I came to the first chorus and I hit that high note, but with more thickness because it was drop tuned, man, I'll just never forget it. It was like electricity went through my body. And yeah. And this was it. And this sound, this beginning of the sound, this is the sound of the elevator closing on the floor. My studio was 6552, 6245 Hollywood Boulevard on the corner of Hollywood and Cahuenga. This is the elevator closing. That's the sound of the wind rushing through the elevator shaft.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. This was sixth floor,
Yeah.
right? Seventh floor. Whatever. Top floor. So I wrote that, and I called Phil up, and I put the phone. I was like, Phil, check this out, and I played it, and he's like, dude, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
This is now go do it, get it together.
Yeah.
And then I went from there, and it opened up a whole new world. And you know, I met Greg Sartiano at the same time, and he started working at the studio with me, and changed my whole life. And all of a sudden, I was listening to Linkin Park and Incubus and Sugar Ray and Avril Lavigne, all this other kind of music, and just having all these other influences, and you know, Nickelback hit and Stained, and it got me on a new path. Anyway, that's the whole story. So if Phil X is watching this, thanks, brother.